less. I know it's, for me, it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a night owl. I tend to stay up all night. But anyways, the last video I made was about, would you prefer Coca-Cola or Pepsi? And I have another type of video like that, and it's you know, for those of us that grew up in the 90s, the 80s, and especially the 90s, there's this competition between Nintendo and Sega, and between the two major video games, between Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario. So, what do you all prefer? I know this might spark some serious debate, but, you know, what do you all prefer? You know, Mario Brothers or Sonic the Hedgehog? For me, I liked both, but I gotta be honest, I got way more into Sonic because, you know, I started out playing Mario growing up. You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and first Mario and Nintendo came out, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know, Mario and his mushrooms, and he can shoot fire, and he fights Bowser, and then Sega came out, and they came out with Sonic the Hedgehog, a super blue speedy hero that can run really fast and go through loopy-loops and fight robots and fight the crazy enemy called Dr. Robotnik. I know he's called Eggman now, but back in the day he was called Dr. Robotnik, and I couldn't help but get into Sonic. You know, I never really hated on Mario, but Sonic was just more fast and more fun to play with and just more interesting, you know, and he was super speedy and cool, and you know, when you get hit, as long as you can grab one ring, you know, you can stay alive. And Mario, well, Mario, when he gets hit, he'll either shrink back to a small Mario, and then he gets hit again, you die, you lose a life. But at least with Sonic, you know, as long as you can grab a ring when you get hit by an enemy, or by Dr. Robotnik, or some other crazy device, you'd stay alive. And so I got really into Sonic, and I never really went back and played Mario. I think I played up until maybe Super Mario Part 3, and then I just got into Sonic, and I've just been a major Sonic fan ever since then, all the way up to this day, up into the 3D games. And you know, it's kind of funny, you know, because especially back in the day, I mean, people would literally have wars. Like, when you're a kid in school, kids used to get in fight over if Sonic the Hedgehog is better or Mario. But me, I was never a Mario hater. I just preferred Sonic because, you know, he's obviously more fast, and you know, it's just more fun, you know. And but you know, it's just kind of weird, you know, how it is, you know, because I grew up in the 90s, and you know, for those that didn't grow up in the 90s, like, it's kind of hard to understand, but yeah, that's when Mario and Sonic came out. I'm not sure exactly when Nintendo came out, but I think it was either the late 80s or the early 90s, but Sonic came out in the 90s, and that's right when I was growing up, you know, playing video games, and you know, I just got hooked on Sonic, you know. And like I said, you know, I know it's silly, you know, now I'm a grown up, I'm an adult, I'm in my 30s, I still play Sonic once in a while. I know you're probably thinking, oh, that's childish for someone who's 30 years old, but, well, because it brings up a lot of childhood nostalgia, you know. It's like, this is fun, this is back in the day back in the 90s, when life was fun, and you played video games with your friends, and life was much more simple and fun, you know. And I sound like an old person saying back in the 90s, you know how people would say back in the 50s? Well, I guess the older I get, you know, the 90s they do seem like they were a long time ago, and back when life seemed to be just different, and Sonic the Hedgehog is still a fun video game franchise, but, you know, I will always cherish the old school games, you know, the 2D side-scrolling games. And I still play those, you know, because they make a bunch of Sonic games on different compilations, so you can still own the old school Sonic games. You can play them on the PlayStation, the Xbox, and the PlayStations. They usually make a lot of old school Sega game compilations, so you're able to buy that and still enjoy your old school Sega games that you grew up with in the 90s and still have fun and enjoy those. And I think what I like Sonic is, you know, especially the old school games, because it reminds me of being in the 90s. And I'll be honest with you, especially in the early 90s when I was a little kid, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old, you know, life was great, you know, and it was back in the day. I had friends, you know, and my family was doing really well, and we were all together, and life seemed like it was a bed of roses. And of course, you know, throughout the years, I've kind of went through a lot. But I guess I like having that good old nostalgia. That's what I like Sonic. And you know what? But I have to say, you know, I don't hate Mario, and there's nothing wrong with Mario. I mean, yeah, maybe he's not the super speedy hero, but well, I can see in the 3D games, you know, Mario is obviously, you know, a lot more fun to play because, you know, they have plenty of Mario games that are 3D, and but I guess, you know, it happens, you know, sometimes people just get into Sonic and some people get into Mario, but me, you know, as long as you enjoy a game and it brings back good memories, that's all that matters. And I'm not here to argue about who's better, Sonic or Mario. I just happen to like Sonic, you know, and a lot better, but I don't hate Mario. It's just but when you're a kid and you start playing a video game with a super speedy blue hedgehog, you could just run through loopy-loops, and even if he gets his rings knocked out of him, you can always grab a ring and survive the level or the boss fight. And, you know, as a kid, you know, I couldn't help but to get hooked. Honestly, I did a lot better in the Sonic games than I did with Mario. Because with Mario, you know, for me, I'm just one of those video game players that I can't help but to get hit by stuff. I'm not a flawless video gamer. I'm not a professional video gamer. When I play Sonic or Mario, I'm always getting hit by the enemies, and I get hit in the boss fights. I fall in the lava, you know. I don't mean to, but it's just I'm not one of those professional, flawless video gamers. So when I was a kid with Mario, I always died so quickly because, you know, it only takes a couple of hits and Mario's dead. But with Sonic, you know, I learned that as long as I can grab the ring really quick, then I can still survive, you know, and and I started doing that, and that's how I ended up beating Sonic, you know. It was like as long as I had at least one ring and I could grab it, then I eventually ended up being able to beat the Sonic games, you know. It took a while because, you know, it was hard because in order to get continues, you have to go to the special stages, and at first I was terrible at the special stages, you know, but as I got better and I was able to earn continues, and so that helped as well. And but anyways, I was just kind of thinking about this for a while, because even on YouTube this day, you know, you can see people in the video game commentators are still battling it out. Who's better, Sonic or Mario? And it's so funny. I'm just thinking, wow, it reminds me of growing up in the 90s, and everyone was just in this big old war of who's better, Sonic or Hedgehog, and people still argue, and it just brings back happy nostalgia days, and it just makes me laugh. And even though I'm 30 years old, and you know what, I like to be reminded of the days when life was great, and, you know, when being a kid was fun and glamorous, and just, there's nothing wrong with remembering the good old days, and there I go, there I go again, I'm sounding old, saying, oh, the good old days. I'm talking like as if I grew up in the 50s or something, but anyways, I just thought about bringing this up, and just wanted to see, what do you all think, Do you like Sonic or Mario more? This is not a video to put down Mario or put down Sonic, or I'm just curious, and especially for those that grew up in the 90s, For those of us that grew up when the first Mario Brothers and the first Sonic the Hedgehog games came out, I especially would like to hear from you all, because, I like to talk about the good old nostalgia days, growing up and having so much fun, and so I just, I was just thinking about this for a while, and I thought, why don't I just make a video and just ask, people, Especially those of us that grew up in the 90s, the beginnings of Mario and Sonic. So, I was just wondering, and I hope you all have a blessed evening, or morning, or afternoon, or wherever you're at in this world, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and God bless, and until I come back with another video like this, or something different, you take care of yourselves.